Dave, you're going to start top commentary. I just want to check so we everything
Launceston 6-1-37. Scottsdale 2 behinds 2 points. So we do believe the stream is back on air. Aaron? Right, and
I'm not on air.
You're on air, you are now.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, I reckon this is a surprise, Dave. This scoreline, no score to Scottsdale. That's actually probably not a massive surprise because these two teams have played a one-pointer. I think there's 2 games they collectively kicked 4 goals across 2 games. And they were very combative, but at the moment, the challenge for Scottsdale is the middle of the net. They're not winning any ball out of there at the moment.
Goal kickers? 2 each.
So Jamie Todman's kicked 2, season permit from Prospect, and Kikuak, season permit from Prospect as well. They're 17 girls, so that's been a huge advantage. And I mentioned Leone was out-muscled by Harrison, who's probably been Scottsdale's best a couple of times, and just kicked back and kicked 2 in a minute. They crash into the middle, the ball's not released. They're going to need to get some run out the back, looking for Mason. She's able to get her hands on the ball. Radford lays a tackle. This is a little better as Ruby Hill needs to get involved in the game. Kelsey Hill off half back, gets her hands down to Radford. She has a runner on the outside and they come and contest. Lester, she's such an important player as well for Scottsdale as they run it forward, and a tackle is laid to have a ball up 45 metres out. So a good early starter. Contested ball 1 and a ball over the middle. They haven't had too many. So Ruby Hall searching for a touch. Let on her left. Her left hand's active early. Hubell involved and Georgia Hill holds it up. Hasn't got anywhere. 6-1-37. Very high scoreboard for the Lonnie Footy Club, who have struggled to slot them through, whereas Taisha Hines at the other end waiting for some opportunity to roll forward. She's had very limited opportunities today. It's at grounds. Let Scott held, and the umpire will say another stoppage. And the hot chips have arrived too, but it's not all right, don't they?
Yep.
I was doing a canteen countdown last week at the NTFA finals. I didn't have South in the top 4, so the senior club run the canteen for the juniors. The ball hits the ground. Hall tries to get a foot to the ball. Let again, driving it forward. They've got defenders out the back. It's out toward Weinberg. It's still in the play. They've still got an opportunity. Hit
the post, Aaron.
Now the signal comes. Yep. That's better though, Dave.
Absolutely. Yep. They've got those early entries, which they didn't get in the first half.
So Hill on the outside on the far wing in front of the Gumtree, which I'm surprised still standing after all the Northwestleys that have tried to knock it over the years. Might be holding the footy. It's nice work as Schoenmaker wins the free kick. So Poppy goes short. Ineffective at the toes, difficult to grab there. Doohan goes first, she goes backwards. The handball to Hall. Rush ball inside towards their forward 50. Ruby goes again, Hubell there, and here comes Taylor Leonard. She decides, I'm not going to pick it up, I'll boot her off the turf. Witt turns and finds the ball up towards half forward. Todman front position, she does well. Lester in hot pursuit, the tackle's laid by Hall. Maybe Hall had a little win over the youngster.
Confidence of youth there. She tried to break the tackle.
I love it. I loved every aspect of that. I loved the fact that Alex was not going to be beaten and Jamie wanted to take her on. So the lead comes for Jamari. She decides to go to Koska in the middle. Risky kick. It's been pinched by Lefevre. The disposal inside forward 50 is not the best. Johnson at ground level had no opportunity to pick the ball up. She goes for a second opportunity in. Rice involved. High ball up. Not favouring her teammates too much. Doohan at the back with the long sleeves. He'll bomb it long up towards half forward. The race is on. Kelsey Hill's involved. She gets to ground level first. She turns and her right boot's pretty good. Hall at the back. That's Georgia. 100th game a couple of days ago. Or I should say a couple of weeks ago. Tied on the boundary. Long ball up. Krosker in best spot and takes the defensive mark. Looking for Ruby, and he gets it to the ground. Then she has some pressure to contend with. Game evening up, but the scoreboard's not moving for the Pies. The ball's been handballed wide. Krosker. Kick and hope at the moment from her as the box kick goes around the corner. Leonard will run out first for Launceston. Been stuck in a fence all season. She taps the ball backwards. That's okay. Hillier hasn't had a lot of work to do today. Usually pretty effective off halfback. She might be involved again. Hill tries to get in front spot. And there she is. The drop. So Hines gets a mark, but she's 55 out. A long way from home as the rain tumbles from the sky. Hines' left boot's pretty good. Hill juggles over a teammate and takes the mark.
Heaviest the rain's been all day now, Aaron.
A long searching ball. Hines goes down, tries to lay the tackle. Lottie with the players around the ball. Habel finds it in the middle. Looks up, not much to go to. She crosses it across, but the dance is on as Smith first to it. She drops the mark. The windscreen wipers on the commentary box start to work their magic. It's on to Doohan, who gets her right foot to the ball. Georgia Hill at the back. Looks up. She's got Hogarth to contend with. Alex runs in. She tries to get rid of Radford unsuccessfully. Kelsey Hill. Doohan. Rush ball, Georgia Hill. Habel's the option as the cross comes on and she gets on a bike and she'll find a foot. Somehow the Sharon doesn't bounce as Ruby Hall comes in. Habel goes back. And that's a high one, or is it a throw? I think it's high. Yeah. No, it's a throw. It's a throw. So Mason with the footy. Krosker in the middle. Ignores her. Goes to Hall. Alex has got it. Kick and hope from her. Weinberg comes out. She couldn't take possession. It's rushed in by Irwin. Kelsey Hill rushes out from half back. Scrappy stuff here at the moment. And Witt steadies the ship for the Blues. And they grapple for it on the ground. Kikowak lost the footy. Might be in a bit of strife. And guess who's on the ground? It's Alex Hall.
It's going to be a slog in this second half, Aaron. With this rain now starting to get quite consistent and quite heavy.
So no goal yet, just the one behind to the Pies. They're certainly lifted. They're on top at the moment, but their inability to score is the problem. As Georgia Hill runs in to the brick wall. She turns the corner and handballs out wide to Radford. On to Witt. Gets it again. She drives it up towards half forward. Habel in best position. Kikowak at the back. And it's the defender again in Harrison, who's been wonderful. Long ball for Doohan. Misses her. Habel at ground level. Is she shoved in the back? The umpire pops a whistle in his mouth and says yes. And Habel will win it. Just Coach League start.
Just like the poise of Delta Witt there before, Aaron, just to get out of trouble. It looked like she was going to be collared by a couple of Magpies opponents.
A little bit of the story of the youngsters' ability to work their way through traffic is so much better than maybe the players that are, or might cross borders. That started out at a different sport and now moved into this. It's Rosso, Hardcastle, and a ball up. And it's been, in some ways, Dave, a really good 7 or 8 minutes for Lonnie because they've been behind in nearly most parts of the game, but the scoreboard hasn't moved for the Dale.
4 inside 50s to Scottsdale, 2 to Launceston in this quarter.
Kikowak in the ruck. Krosker at the ground from the tap. The ball's towards the middle of the ground. Taylor Leonard comes out. She fumbles first, but then looks to go backwards to go forwards. She gets it to Hillier. The ball's not great. Not many options though. Scottsdale have won the ball. Straight to Hill. It might dribble out the back of the pack. Hogarth there. She needs some support to come and help her with a handball at the side. Hill with a lot of work to do. She comes a second time, a little poke off the ground. Reasonably effective. Georgia upfield, can't get it to her. And it's been run out by Hines, who's come up the ground to try and get a touch. That's not bad. And it's Hogarth. So Tanisha's moved up the field to get involved. Not much success at being deep, and the ball's long inside forward 50. Brianna, I should say Bruin. I've just combined both her first and last name there. Slided handle at the back. Lonnie with numbers. It's on to Witt, and she's got a lot of time being cut down. Rossiter now has a play up the field, and she dribbles it wide. It falls in the hands of Lett. She now goes a second time. Lefevre at the ground, and then Kruska with the experience and strength delivers it up towards half forward. Scottsdale with another entry, but they're going nowhere at the moment on the scoreboard. It's been pushed out the side, and Rossiter runs it over the boundary line.
Young Kruska's lifted her intensity this quarter, Aaron.
Yeah, she's got the bit between her teeth, and I don't think there's too many players in the league that can run with her strength. She absolutely, pound for pound, the strongest player, I reckon, in the competition. There she is at the fall of the ball. Can she lift her pies?
Off
the foot of Rossiter.
Oh, okay.
And the umpire, who's doing a great job on the boundary today, will throw it in just around for the Scottsdale's goal. Hardcastle, Rossiter, and the ball's dribbling towards the boundary. And we'll do it all again. 6-1 to 3. No score of a goal. We saw yesterday South went for 2 quarters without scoring. And then Rani Mill, the NTFA, 17 best and fairest, kicked 2 in a couple of minutes. And then Georgia Gillow, just before the siren, sealed it from 35 as Habel kicks it off the ground. It may have gone over. Kept in play. Taylor Leonard involved. She gets a hand to it first. She'll go off the ground as often. I don't want to call her a Dow defender, but she's done some Dow work there. And right in front of us and out of bounds. So free here to the Pies. So Mather dangerous. The kick was okay. It looked
High contact
for the funky Gibbons. She hasn't had so much to do today. As Gibbons will dribble it short, and the option was okay. Georgia Hill at the back and Bowen at the front. And I think the free's been given away. There's a wide ball. Was looking for Sienna Smith, and it's gone out. We're going to do exactly the same in front of Jamie Todman. And Ruby Hall with the ball. Not her best work. It's a difficult one as it falls to the ground. Witt's first to it. Doohan's at the edge. And we've got a touchdown. The rugby final yesterday.
Great win by the Wallabies over Argentina.
Oh, how good was that? Townsville had a chance in a long time. There's a ball that's floated back towards the boundary. Costa comes bashing through, unable to take possession of the ball. It's rushed out. Havel in first position. She's got a runner on the outside. Here they trouble again. Weinberg now. It's a very high searching ball from her. Hall at the fall misses her. Misses most people. Knocked out the back looking for Mather. She runs around the middle of the ground. Still no goal for Scottsdale and a free kick given away. And it'll be to Scottsdale. So Mather with Alex running past, and she drives it up towards half forward. Witt was in best spot, but it still didn't fall to her hands. Scottsdale charged for it again. There's a lot of blues around this football, which is making it very difficult for Scottsdale. They're shutting it down. So Ashes put a cue on the rack. That could be holding the ball. The umpire disagrees. Speaking of umpiring, what do you reckon, Dave, of those 2 decisions for Brisbane the other night? Just let's get that topic.
Yeah.
I'm a Brisbane supporter too.
Yeah. First one, no.
Yep.
Second one, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't do it though as well.
You won't say that, but yeah.
Anyway, Kruska's got some work. Witt won the ball. Habel falls to her knees. Nearly got pushed in the back. Athletic work, but do it. Then she goes again. And Habel, you're going nowhere. And Kruska's lifted, but she needs some help. She plays on. She's putting every inch of her effort into the game. Hines can't take the mark. She knocks the ball to ground. Things have got hot as the temperatures got cold.
There's fear that Scottsdale left them sort of too much work to do, Aaron. Definitely playing better in this quarter.
Yeah.
But the 6-goal lead, the rain, is making it very difficult to make inroads.
They've got a long way to go to get back into this game. It's out the side of the pack. Hines is going to launch it inside forward 50. She drills it towards goal. And the Pies have finally got some love from the leading goal kicker.
Just the first bit of space Taisha Hines has had today to run under a footy like that and set sail for goal. She's been well marked. She's had someone on a tail every time she's got near the footy, but she just found that space. And we know that when she finds space and she has a bit of time, she can convert goals. So that's the one Scottsdale needed. Still a long road back.
It feels like a long way from home.
But another quick one.
Yeah, they got it under 5. They haven't, Dave. The difference with this quarter with Taisha, the reason she's more dangerous, she's moved up to around 60 metres. She's certainly running towards the goals.
Yesterday we saw South kick 1 goal for 3 quarters and then kick 3 goals to win the game. So things can turn around.
Yeah, well, they're going to need another and then another, maybe, in the last 2 or 3. Well, they're going to need at least one more. As Kikowak moves into the ruck for the Blues, they get the centre clearance. It's dribbling forward to Todman. Rushes past Earth to Irwin. Hardcastle involved for the Blues. Over the shoulder and onto Dunn. It's a long time since it's gone into the Launceston forward line. Todman in there again. That'll really hurt if they respond with a goal. Johnson out the back. Finds Smith. And a quick release by Ruby Hall. She moves it up towards half-back. They need to get a quick ball moving out here. Scottsdale. The players are falling over ever at the moment. Mather in there. She looks for a shovel handle to Doon, who's at the back of the pack. She can't pick the ball up, and then she has Hall to contend with. And there's Habel driving for towards, and there's the defender in Harrison. She beats one, then receives, then gives a handball to Hall. She's got a long ball up, whips in away though, and she nearly takes the mark as Todman pinches it out the back of the pack. She drives it up towards the pocket. And Doon takes the mark.
Young Todman's having a run on the ball at the moment, which I think is pretty good for her footy development.
She's waiting. Well, she's waiting under the footy at the moment. She's doing a lot. She's got a player in the middle. Kikowak run. She gets a little bit of contact. The umpire was okay.
That's a great contested mark in these conditions.
Fabulous mark from Belani. Her sister playing for Freo this year. The late recruit for the Dockers. The ball's in towards Ruby Hall. She has a little bit of time. She's got a player over the top. She can give and go. Now the race is on. It's out now towards Rainbow. High tackle, not called. Now it's out the back to Showmaker. She has enough time to deliver into the pocket. Bowen in first to the footy. Right in front of the scoreboard here at Youngtown. And there's a few players milling around the footy. And that does not hurt at 17-minute mark. We've got one left before 3/4 time. Scottsdale have got to score. Their star forward from Georgetown's kicked the goal. Kick and hope. Schoenmaker's first down. Didn't really find a teammate as Habel against Hall. Doon grappling for the footy. Now it's out wide again. A little shovel goes longer. The rush ball back inside by Launceston, and the Pies are set up well. They need to make a charge here. They've got to go coast to coast. Lonnie, and that kick's not going to help as Witt comes flying in. Here comes Georgia. Habel runs around onto her left, and that hurts in red time. The second goal on the siren. And that is not going to do any favours for the Pies.
She's been great all day. You identified her as a prime mover in the first quarter. Aaron, Georgia, and yes, that's another really good goal from Launceston. And one to break the hearts, I think, of the Magpies because they were just working their way back in. Right in 3/4 time.
So that's the second time Georgia's kicked a goal right before the siren sounded. And that probably makes it a little bit too hard for the Pies. 139 to 7-1-43. Multiples to that lady there, Georgia Habel, who's had plenty of time in Coach League this year. Todman with a couple, and Kikowak, the other youngster, with 2. And Johnson, Isabella, managed to kick 1 as well, and only Taisha the leading goal kicker for the Pies, second in the competition, just with the one. Certainly better that quarter than Dave Moore, but the scoreboard was already a tough one for them.
Yeah, they've left themselves a lot of work to do. And I thought a lot of their players that were quiet in the first half really started to feature. And we talked about Krushka there and her influence on the team. She was definitely one that did lift. But just in the last 5 minutes after that goal was kicked, I think the Blues just steadied a little bit. They had a few inside 50s themselves. And they're going with a commanding 34-point lead. Just some stats thanks to Dave Gruber here to three-quarter time. Hit-outs today, Launceston dominating still 21-12. In the clearances, Scottsdale doing okay, 18-13. And 6-3 that quarter. Inside 50s, 7 apiece that quarter. So they shared the territory in the third stanza. But 33-18 for Launceston over the day. Marks inside 50, a couple to Scottsdale, their first for the day in that quarter. They lead that stat now 2-1. Intercept marks, Scottsdale 12, Launceston 9. Free kicks been pretty even now, 12-11. And Scottsdale once again first for the ball that quarter, won themselves 6 free kicks to 2.
You're right, Kruska was amazing, but she's got too much to do. She has to chuck a couple on her back and drag them through. But it's been the teenagers from Blue Land that have done the work. They've got the very commanding lead, 7-1-43 to 1-3-9. We'll have a quick break here in the stream. One team's season's about to end. Tries to get a foot to the ball. Let again, driving it forward. They've got defenders out the back. It's out toward Weinberg. It's still in the play. They still got an opportunity. Here's Scottsdale. It's
hit the post, Darren.
Now the signal comes.
Yep.
Anyway, Kruska's got some work. Witt won the ball. Habel falls to her knees. Nearly got pushed in the back. Athletic work by Phil. Then she goes again. And Habel, you're going.
The 6-goal lead, the rain, is making it very difficult to make inroads.
They've got a long way to go to get back into this game. It's out the side of the pack. Hines is going to launch it inside forward 50. She drills it towards goal. And the Pies have finally got some love from the leading goal kicker. They need to make a charge here. They've got to go coast to coast. Lonnie, and that kick's not going to help as Witt comes flying in. Here comes Georgia. Habel runs around onto her left, and that hurts in red time. Her second goal on the siren, and that is not going to do any favours for the... Stands are 18 minutes of footy. Slightly, it's been the last 18 minutes for Scottsdale Bank. Lonnie look to be marching on towards a game against Delaney next week, which will be the preliminary final day. Playing this really not too bad, but it's a long way. Scottsdale to make this one back.
Without being too presumptuous, I think if Launceston do make it through, that game against Delaney is going to be a beauty, because Delaney played very well yesterday for 3 quarters, and the Blues have been impressive today, so going to be a terrific contest next week. Yeah, look, this is the best that the Blues have played for probably about 3 months. They've got the commanding lead, 7-1-43, Scottsdale 1-3-9, as we're just trying to get our players
sorted around the footy. Lefevre on the ball for Launceston. Georgia Hill, as she has started in the ruck for the first few minutes of each quarter. And they've had some dominance around the ball. Hines has had a battle. She got involved in that last quarter, which was very deep, as Lett gets an early touch. Krusker at the back. She's been tremendous. Ruby Hall involved. She can't get her hands, and Krusker goes again. Hillier with the sleeves, trying to find compatriot of the long sleeves in Rossiter. Goes wide with the ball, out towards Schoenmaker, who's had a terrific game. A little quieter in that third quarter. Kelsey Hill off half-back's been great. Never plays a bad game of football. Mather has been pretty useful too for the Pies, and the ball has been a whistle and a free kick for Lonnie off half-back. Shannon Dunn from Tamer, another one of their permits who's had a really good back half of the year for the Tamer Demons, and is a prospect going forward for higher honours. Georgia Hill in front spot, ball hits the ground. Ruby at the back, she's under pressure, and the kick comes off a toe. Hogarth was there, and that's kicking in danger. Don't see that very often.
No.
Used to be called unduly rough play or whatever it was, but any time the hand's over, you want to protect the player, particularly their head. That's a ball to Hines. She gets to front position now. She spin out, maybe had a chance to dispose. Georgia Hill receives the ricochet. Now it's down to the ground. Weinberg's been good at today. The running coming past, there it is. The linkage work was good, and Hill couldn't take possession. Krusker wants it more. She hands and hopes and doesn't find anything but the turf. Mather misses her. Schoenmaker at the back. Clever from her. Now the run is on as Lefevre gets on a bike and dribbles it up towards the full forward area. That's a great tackle. Todman can't take the handball. High ball up.
Kickerrack a little bit lucky there. She got swung the full 360 before she released it.
They haven't quite got that one all the time as Kelly in defence. I mean, it's a newish rule as they run off half back. It's on towards Reed. She delivers it up longer. Rossiter gets front spot. She bashes it to herself. Kelsey Hill on her knees. Tries to find Schoenmaker, misses her, and finds Radford, who had a really good first quarter and was a key player. After that, she's probably not been too near the ball, which is a little unusual for Meg. Played NTFA, that's a throw. Kickerwack receives the throw, finds Harrison tackling her. Radford now, class from her, drives the ball out. Georgia has plenty of time. She's got to play it closer, and she goes long to Templar. She can't get the footy. Goes a second time. Templar drives it up towards half forward. Kickerlack spins it around the body. The ball's partly smothered. She looks dangerous forward. Templar then runs into the pocket and bashes it over the boundary line in front of the Scottsdale defender.
Second effort from Templar there in that forward pocket.
Yeah, she's pretty hard to beat deep, Shani. Seen her kick some miraculous goals in junior footy. This is a pretty useful one to throw deep. They need a goal, it's a little spark, a little hole, a little call. Rosso. Harrison now. So much work to do. They flick the ball out wide. Now it's Lefevre at ground level. She looks for a friend to come and help. Radford rushes in. Poppy Schoenmaker.
Lefevre's been great all day, Aaron. I'd say some players have come in and out of the game, but she's one player that's been consistent right from the word go.
Sorry, that was Shan Dunn. Got my binoculars up quick enough. I mixed her up with Poppy. Low searching footy. Kickerlack comes out and grabs it on the second attempt. She will be 45. She can kick the distance. Habel runs past and she gets into the gap. Lilani's going back for a set shot. Georgia rolls again at her. She ignores that. Another lead comes and she launches it high. It's a good looking drop punt. It's going to go to the goal square. Todman at ground level, looks one way, gets into the gap. That's been knocked off the hands past Harrison. Templar involved. She's right next to the point post. Ruby Hall very deep. Hasn't released it out of the danger zone now. Schoenmaker in there first. Lani comes in, straightens herself up, jobs it towards goal with a flat punch that the old-timers would have loved if it's gone to the left.
Lani Kiko, Aaron, age?
She's 17. Pretty sure she's turned 17 recently.
She's covering the ground 40-metre, 50-metre kicks.
She's
comfortably.
Her aerobic capacity is pretty good. I've been surprised that I saw her in a rep game about 3 months ago at the NTFA in the mud. She ran the day the siren went to the end. She did not stop running, and she didn't have any breaks that day either.
Good engine.
Yeah, she's. I wanted to grow another inch though, like her sister, who in the end was 5'11", close to 6 foot. Hubel has been brilliant today. Combative around the footy and great with the left boot. Even kick one on her right. Mather in the ruck. Climbs up high. Went back to Kriska. She's at the back of the pack and the right boot's okay. Rolls out towards Witt, right in front of us and over the boundary line, over in front of Hayley White, who's had a pretty quiet day, mostly because the ball delivery from the forwards, or to the forwards, hasn't been as accurate as she'd like.
A lot of footy between the arcs in this first bit of this quarter, Aaron. Just the 4 inside 50s, 3 to Launceston, 1 to Scottsdale.
You might have said Ash Smith has closed things down the way he set this up. Habel at ground level, unable to pick the ball, and Mather gets held up, and we'll do it again. We've gone 6.5, and this is going to be too much for the Dale, but we're really looking forward to next week, as Alex still doesn't stop running. She knocks it up towards half forward. Taisha ran out to get it, but Rossiter was first. She drives it out towards Poppy. She'll run onto the footy. She so often does. She's kept her width really well today. Reed's pushing some leverage on her. And we'll have a ball up as the rain keeps trickling. It feels like, Dave Moore, meteorologist of northern Tasmania, this feels like it might sit on us for a while with no wind.
Yes, I think you're right.
The Mike Pook of the north, as the ball throws up into the air. Brianna Doohan tries to find it. Radford then tries to find Rossiter. Habel loose again. Elusive, and the left boot will get now contact with the Sharon.
I think Scottsdale might be disappointed in finishing 4th, Aaron, but they've represented their club beautifully this year.
Yep.
I mean, the men's team struggled. There's no doubt about that. They've tried hard week after week, but they've really flown the flag for the club this year, the women, haven't they? And,
a bit like Deloraine, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
I haven't actually called Scottsdale before, so I've mucked a couple of names up. That's the reason. But I've called Deloraine 3 times this year. And I just know, going out to Deloraine, they're really proud of the girls representing their community still. As Scottsdale have not given up the long ball inside forward 50. Hogarth was the target, but then Kelsey Hill at the ground. The ball goes back. Hillier with the quick kick. Rush back in again. Scottsdale come again. And Reed will take it over in front of the scoreboard eventually. So there it is, 1-3 to 7-3. Yeah, it's been a beautiful year, and I reckon if there was 2 more roster games, Scottsdale would have grabbed 3rd spot. Interesting over Lonnie. They were fading late, but a little bit of youth put into their team as Rossiter and Doohan grapple for the footy. Doohan's had a really good game. She then lays a tackle and probably gave away a free kick, and the umpire said, yeah, you did. You held on for a little too long. Big game coming up next. It'll be interesting to see if Longford can find something in the senior game. Foz?
Yeah, look, 114 points last week. And 4 weeks before that, it was within a goal. So
yeah, contrasting games.
It's a new game today.
Yeah, absolutely. New game, new weekend. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's footy finals. The wattle trees are blooming. It's still a little chilly with a bit of mountain snow still finding its way. And a free kick half back here. And Smith has it. Who's been pretty decent today. At times moving up the field. That's a low ball. She was looking for Meg. She found the boundary line.
So prelim finals next week at Windsor Park.
Yep, looking forward to that.
Times to be confirmed, but I think they'll be similar times to today with 4 games in one day.
Yeah, big footy festival next week. We've got the Div 2 grand finals.
Yep.
Starts on Saturday night. I should say starts on Friday night. I should say 7 o'clock, I think the game is. The women's grand final. Kruska waiting patiently, but then bursts through one, can't get through the second. Weinberg involved. Abel released. Left boot pretty good up towards half forward. Lilani at the back. Todman at the ground. Hardcastle. As the time clicks down for the Magpies. Lefevre with a rush ball into the middle. There's some space for Kelsey. She's got the player over the top, and here it comes in, and it does. Wonderful work. And Witt involved. Templar in the square calling for the ball, and on the right was Rosso. She had plenty of opportunities, and Witt is going to have a shot. Not the best, a bit too deep, but a bit too easy.
Smart play from Lefevre before, Aaron. Saw Kelsey Hill had space in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, there's that great use again, and here comes Delta, crashing it in. Still contesting hard, Rainbow on the ground. She falls again and flicks it out to Kruska. The handball not received by anyone, so she goes and gets it herself. The punt goes further up the field, looking for Tisha Hines. She's at the back again. And Hillier dribbles it further forward. She has not stopped running all day, Deanna Kruska. It's been an extraordinary day.
Absolutely. Flying the flag.
Absolutely. Rossiter, she had the run, and the receive came. The punt went long. Habel, so often clean around the knees and ankles, drives the ball further afield. Harrison will run out first. 2-on-1 situation here. And if Liani can win this or even neutralise it, as Templar comes in and says, I want that football, I want to get a goal late. Liani still going, using the strength that she's got. The ball comes out the back, Todman in front. The ball's been killed to the ground. Kristen comes in, Abel cops a hold from her. Kruska then looks up the field. She's got very few options as they all come running out towards the footy. Irwin comes late, she can't gather it. The ball's nicked out the back and finds Hillier. She has time to steady. And a nice ball into Lefevre. Yes, she's got Rossiter Wivers. More points go Rossiter. It doesn't go to her. She still might get the footy. Yes, she does, but the free kick has been given away and off half back. Is Scottsdale doing now. Gets on a bike and the ball's wobbly. It does not help the BC Irwin, who has a long chase. Mather coming in late to try and find some support, but not much coming in. I'm going to have a ball up.
Free kick, I think, to the Magpies.
Now, can you tell me this one thing? When it gets a little bit dark, Dave, why do people turn the lights on in their cars?
I don't really
because
know.
they're inside the car.
Yes.
So why do they turn the lights on from the outside? Are they?
It's a mystery.
Yeah, okay, well...
They might want to see their instrumentation better.
Right, yeah, that's probably it. Maybe they just didn't realise they had it on. Everyone's got cars are automatic these days, aren't they? You turn your car on. Taisha gets the ball. Her left boot goes loose with the goalkeeper in place. And some work to do by Haley, who's so often in that area and so often does that and drills the ball long. DeWitt, I should say, Witt involved. Delta still chasing, and the flick throw. It looked for the run of Johnson, who's playing off half back at the moment, kicked an early goal. Rosso also, so he's moved some players around in there. Ashmith's about to get a touch.
Just quickly, how do you favour in that Div 1 grand final between Old Scotch and Bridgenorth in the women?
Bridgenorth have got some faith in themselves to winning grand finals after a loss a couple of years ago that they were a couple of losses. Old Scotch felt like halfway through the year they were going to just walk it in, but Bridgenorth have got some very good players. The top-end talent's good. Think of if they can get their best team in the park, Bridgenorth. Oh, Habel has the scone taken off. Yeah, I think on their day, Bridgenorth might just sneak it in.
Amy Procopese is a bit of a key player.
Yeah, true. I mean,
for Old Scotch.
Extraordinary numbers from Procopese. I mean, she's kicked good numbers for a few years now, but I mean, those sort of numbers in 80-minute quarters, you've got to remember the amount of less football they play in girls' footies. Kikoak's played plenty. She's been good. And she was unable to do much remedy then. Todman's got cramp.
Yep.
And that's a free. A little push and a win here for Crusker. As the youngster says, I'm struggling, but it's all about next week. Because we count the clock down, 3 minutes to go. Maybe there'll be a party up in Scottsdale to celebrate what's been a great season as Harbell reaches down. Irwin chases after her. The runner comes eventually. Georgia goes short. It's not the best option, although it is a little slippery and a bit hard to work the ball. Jamara now rushed up towards the 450. Harrison there. Templar comes late. You're in trouble if Shani gets you. And that probably is holding the ball, if not a throw. Right. Motion for it. Kikoak though. She gets pulled off the footy, and I reckon she's been held.
That was good from Harrison.
Probably Ticker is the best with Crusker.
Yep.
For the Pies, the wide ball's okay. It finds Lett, who had a good third quarter, but have been a bit quiet since. The high ball goes. Alex at the back. Roster at the front. Mason can't get it. And a pretty good contest for the High in the end. So Rainbow being gallant today. We've got just under 100 seconds left. As Weinberg takes the mark, that could have been 50. The umpire playing it right. A couple more players also having a bit of trouble with the cramp. As Weinberg's right boot goes to the middle. Maybe not the best effort. Doohan in the way. Meg Radford now runs onto it. Doohan will chase her down. Don't you worry about that. Harbell on the outside receives the handball. She looks up and has the player coming at her. She then flicks it on a little wider. The pace now from Lefevre. Dribbles it up towards the half forward. Didn't get it to Kikoak. They're coming at numbers now. Launceston, they want a late goal. The ball's now rushed up towards their half forward. Templar should get there first. She needs some help though and a bit of a block. She'll be dangerous in the pocket. And she gets pulled down. It's a high tackle. And Shani will have a shot.
And that was a fend off.
Oh, right.
Yeah, fend off out.
You don't very often see that one. Anyway, Shani gave it away and the long ball goes high. Leonard at ground level gets slung to the boundary. And another great little tackle. A couple of good moments for Lett for the Pies. The long ball goes up.
Nice hands in the wet.
Finds Irwin. She's got a runner in Doohan going past. Toisha now is the one-on-one. She's got the best defender, Hayley White, in the competition. Currently against her one-on-one. Hayley has not been beaten today. And Doohan is taken to ground. We're only moments away from the season ending as the ball comes out from Winberg. High up, Ruby Hall in best spot. The ball's hit the ground. Witt takes the mark, and that's the siren. And the Blues through to the prelim next week at Windsor Park up against the upstart Deloraine Kangaroos, who went down yesterday in the dying moments against the favourite South Launceston. But Scottsdale season ends 1-3-9 to 7-3-45. Multiples to Harbell, Todman and Kikoak, the teenagers. Johnson bobbed up for a goal early. Taisha, the star forward who came across from the Saints to the Pies. Only the one well held by Hayley White as the rain comes down and the season ends and Launceston progress.
They set up in that first quarter, I think, Aaron. They got off to a positive start. They got repeat inside 50s, scored goals. And as we said, as the rain got heavier and the ball got slipperier, that early lead was always going to be probably enough. And 6 goals, I think, before Scottsdale got their first goal. Last half was a bit of a slog. Just a goal apiece, I think. But in the end, Launceston, you said that that's their best team they've had in for a while. Probably the best performance until early in the season. They're sending a message to the two remaining teams.
Absolutely. I reckon they'll be watching at home. Brett Gillow was down to my left earlier. He'll be having a close look at this one as they may be featuring in the grand final. They play that sort of footy. However, Deloraine wait in the prelim with their stars Seth Ace Whitehead had a great game yesterday.
Stevenson was good.
Stevenson's probably close to best. Her left boot is absolutely magnificent. They'll be waiting for a big clash and a chance to progress, but we're nearly done here, Dave. We're going to have a few stats before we wrap it up.
Yeah, thanks to Dave Gruber, our stats guy who does it each and every week on City Park Radio. Just very quickly, we've got the hit-outs there, 22 to Launceston, 18 to Scottsdale, and the Magpies picked up on that stat in the last quarter. They were 6-1 their way. Clearances, Scottsdale good around the ball, maybe not the quality clearances they needed. 21 to 16 over the day to the Magpies. Inside 50s though, 41 Launceston, 24 Scottsdale. Marks inside 53 to the Blues, 2 to Scottsdale. Intercept marks, 15 to Scottsdale, 11 to Launceston. Free kicks, a well-umpired game, Aaron. Congratulations to the two umpires.
Yeah, they were great.
It was terrific. 19 free kicks to Scottsdale, 17 to Launceston. Magpies coming off the ground. They can be proud of their efforts in season 2025.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up for Scottsdale. Thanks for the game today, but the senior men's game coming up, so don't miss out for that one. I've been Aaron Roberts. Goodbye for now.
Thanks, Aaron.